upstream, so no swearing.
Okay. No
Well,
swearing.
at least
No swearing.
less swearing than usual.
Less swearing than usual.
Yeah.
So the scenario one is it's good because it's straightforward. I mean, it's 3 turns. You're in, you're out, right? And you try different things. And I finally found a technique that at least gave the French a reasonable chance at winning. And the dice still had to cooperate, of course. But I managed to get a French victory. And as I was saying, you either have to rout 6 of the British units, which, boy, seems really tough, or you have to get the British front line, which is of 6 hexes, down to 3 hexes. Now, the interesting part about it is it's not that you have to capture them. It's merely that the British need to leave them. So really, as the British player, you don't even want to counterattack. Because obviously, if you counterattack and win, you're going to have to advance.
Right.
And so you don't want to do that. That's as good as a victory condition benefit to the French. And so really the British front line just kind of has to stand there, and then everything else the British do needs to be with reserves to help or something like that. But anyway, so it's been fun. How often do you really play the same scenario 4 times in a row?
Well, unless you're playtesting it, you don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so, you just kind of like, well, okay, that didn't work. Let's
Well,
see.
and if it's only
might
3
work?
turns, it's a really quick one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I easily believe now that we've played it and we're comfortable with kind of the special rules that, it's a 2-hour game.
Cool.
So,
Now,
you
then,
can
do
really
they have
get
a
it.
scenario that is a alternate history where you have more time as the French? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
So scenario 2, and that's the one that I was playing earlier today, is basically. So let's see. So the historical scenario 1 is 3 turns, 10, 10, 20, 10, 40, done.
Right.
And apparently historically, yeah, the battle is over in 30 minutes.
Right.
It was just like one good volley from the British, and the French just fell to pieces.
Wow.
So yeah, the other scenario, which is the one I'm doing now, is the one that gives you options.
Okay.
And really takes advantage of much more of the map. It starts at 0400 and carries on till the end of the 5:40 p.m. turn.
Okay.
So hours and hours and hours, and you think, whoa, man, that's a lot. But the truth is, there are hardly any units on the board at the beginning. The British are just landing upriver from Quebec.
Right.
And there are there are a bunch of artillery that are actually on the walls of Quebec. But beyond them, I think there's like 3 French units on the board. Well, there's a couple of other artillery units, but in other words, that first hour just goes right because there's hardly anything happening, and so to go from a 3-turn game to a 13 to 14-hour game, that seems crazy, but the turns are moving by just because there just aren't very many units,
right?
And there are more units in this scenario 2 than were in scenario 1, presumably units that didn't participate in the historical battle but were in the vicinity,
right?
So there's, but we're still not talking about a lot of units. So I think this is going to be certainly a longer game just because there's more turns, but probably also a lot more interesting because there's actually kind of a lot of board, and there's really kind of the British actually found themselves in an interesting dilemma because they landed upstream of Quebec. And their previous attempts had been downstream of Quebec, and that's where the French still imagined they were going to land. But then they switched to landing upstream of Quebec. Well, okay, that's good, except most of the French troops are to the east, expecting the downstream attack.
Right.
And then there's another detachment of French that are even further west, So now you've landed and you've got enemies in both directions. And in fact, that was one of the arguments people have made about what was Montcalm in such a big rush about. He had more troops
Right.
in the area. If he had just waited, he could have gotten more troops and presumably even the odds up a little bit. And so this second scenario, I guess, is where you potentially have that chance
Cool.
is to do what maybe he should have done, maybe just dodge the bullets better than he did,
Right.
because whatever. Anyway, so yeah, it's been fun, and um, I've always kind of liked writing up session reports and putting them on Board Game Geek. I kind of enjoy
Right.
the telling the story. And of course, when you're playtesting, I mean, that's kind of the whole point of what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Is to take pictures, document what happened, any kind of, oh, this was kind of weird. I didn't really expect that. Or, oh, okay, here's a weird thing. And I'd still ask Matthew for clarification on what he thinks we ought to do. One weird thing about the first scenario is there are no replacement leaders, none. Leader gets whacked, he's just gone.
Wow.
Now, for the British, that's not too bad because their command arrangements are extremely relaxed. It's almost like all of their units are independent units.
Hmm.
And so it kind of doesn't matter as much. First of all, the troops are pretty good, so they're usually going to be able to put themselves in command, even if there's not a leader nearby. But for the French, who have a kind of a more traditional arrangement, you lose a leader and there's no replacement leader. What do you do? And I don't know, maybe I'm being dense, but it finally took me a while before it occurred to me that the command still needs to activate, even though there's not a command leader for the command.
So then how is it
And
handled?
well, I mean, and this is speculation, and I've asked Matthew to clarify because to me, it's the sort of thing that not having replacement leaders is so weird that I feel like it needs to be explained.
Right.
And that is just that in my mind, it's like, okay, the formation gets activated, but because there's no command leader, that means everybody's out of command unless a wing leader or an army leader is stacked with somebody, in which case they're automatically in command by attachment.
Right.
And so fortunately Montcalm was able to do that in this game that I just finished playing, and so he was able to get at least one of the units from that command back in in command. But it was really strange because the militia on the French left flank are literally like face to face with the British troops, and the leader gets whacked by a special event. What do you do? Well, I guess the truth is you're just going to stand there and keep shooting, right? I
Yeah.
mean, you don't need to be in command to shoot.
Nope.
They're skirmishers anyway, so they weren't going to close assault.
Yep.
And probably they're just going to retreat before close combat if anybody decided to attack them. And so it's kind of like it does make sense, but it was so alien for there just to be no replacement leader.
Huh.
And I don't know if he did that just to make it simpler, or the fact that the thing's so short that it's like, who cares? Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so interesting stuff. Had a great time so far.
Well,
with
good.
that.
It sounds like it's going to be a nice, fun game system. Are you guys then going to play test the second scenario, the sort of what if
Yeah,
scenario?
yeah, and we're talking about either the Martin Luther King weekend or the President's Day weekend. Just because
Right.
that's kind of traditionally what we've done in the past, and probably will need more time for scenario two. So it's kind of nice that I'm getting some solo time with it, just to make sure that I can kind of explain to everybody. There are a fair number of special rules for scenario two, and so I had to do some reading. So anyway, we'll try to get that done, and then get enough playtime with scenario 2 that we can then start moving on. I kind of got the impression, although I don't know this for sure, that maybe there's been not a lot of playtest coverage for the American Revolution version of the battles, which are, I think,
Ah,
scenario 6 and 7. I think I could be wrong about that. Which makes sense, right? I mean, you're going to start at the beginning and playtest those. And
yep.
um, I think there's like hidden movement and stuff, so there's a lot of complexities
Hmm.
that maybe haven't been exercised too much. So we're just going to go through them as we get to them. So there are two scenarios for sure for the battles for the Plains of Abraham. That was the 1759 battle
Right.
where the British took Quebec. Then there's two or three on the Battle of Saint Foy, which is the following year when the French try to take it back.
Hmm. Okay.
And then I think there's two for the one where who was it, Benedict Arnold, and the other folks were trying to seize Quebec for the American Revolution.
Right.
So really kind of interesting that you can get three battles on the same map.
And is it a single map or is it two
It's a
maps?
single it,
Okay.
well, it's a single map. Now the one that we have is uh, 8 sheets of paper taped together,
Okay.
and
So
it
is it
is a bit.
22 by 34 or something like that?
Well, I think it's supposed to be 22 by 34, but
Okay.
it's a little bit blown up, so it's a little bit larger than that. I'm sure the production one would be 22 by 34 by the time they finished with it. Um, but I don't know. I think from a logistical reuse perspective, it's awfully convenient, right? To
Yeah.
be able to use the same map and some of the same counters, not all the same counters, and be able to get three battles out of it. Why not, right?
Well, and that's what the Marshall guys had done with the battles of Berlin in 1813. They had, because you've got Dennowitz, well, actually, you have Grossbeeren and
Yeah.
Blenkenfeld, and you've got Dennowitz later on in the same year. But it's the identical forces that the French are using. And it's almost the
Oh,
identical forces that the Prussians are using.
so
So
you just put
it's
two
the
maps
same
and
counters, and you just print out
that's
different
funny.
maps. So, yeah.
That's
So I was
funny.
like, is it really the case? And he's like, oh, yeah. And then we look up the order of battle, like, oh, yeah, I guess it was. These were the forces that were up there. Oudinot tried it first, failed. Then he sent Ney to do it. He failed. So, you know, the only difference is the Swedes don't show up at Blankenfeld and Grossbeer, and they only show up at
Right.
Dennowitz.
Yeah,
So,
what they did on all of the counters is on the back at the very bottom of the unit. So like between the effectiveness rating and the combat value, there's a tiny little letter to tell you which battle it belongs to.
okay,
And there are some units that are at both Plains of Abraham and Saint Foy. But of course, the ones for the American Revolution battle, which was, I mean, a number of years, 15, 17 years later, of
right.
course, were completely different. Um, but so yeah, there's a lot of counter reuse as well. So I get, and that was actually one of the entertaining parts about it is that, of course, it's a lovely playtest kit, and all the pieces are on foam core and printed on both sides, and they look good. They act a little funny because they're foam core. They don't
Right.
act like cardboard pieces, but it's fine. It looks good. Um, but he asked us to play test with these pieces only. Don't go grabbing markers from your stash because he wants to, like, that's part of the play test is this enough markers?
Ah, okay.
Because I'm sure logistically he's trying to keep it to
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
single
yeah,
counter
yeah,
sheet,
yeah.
because obviously that's another way to keep the cost down. And
Right.
if he can put the markers on the same sheet with the units,
Sure.
there you go, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's it, entertaining as you kind of think about some of those corner cases. Well, I need some more skirmisher pieces, or skirmisher
Right.
markers, or whatever. And thus far I haven't had any trouble, but again, I think it'll probably be more obvious when I get later in this second scenario, when I have more reinforcements on the board. Maybe it'll be more of a problem, but in the meantime, doing well.
Cool.
How's
Well,
David?
David is well. Plains of Abraham. Where was that battle? Is
It
that
was
that's
just
outside of Quebec.
it was just west of Quebec City. It was a farmer named Abraham. He was a Scottish guy,
it's
strangely
so
enough.
weird because I went to Quebec City a number of years back, and I remember
Okay.
going to a fort there that and reading. I thought, and I'm looking for it on the map here, and I don't.
Well, there is a big park that is southwest of the Citadel, which is the Plains of Abraham Park. It's not really the whole battlefield, but it is actually a reasonable fraction of
Yeah,
the
I
battlefield.
thought I remember it, and I'm looking for it on the map here. I'm trying to find it, but I do remember that, and just as you were speaking about it, some of the story of that battle, and I remember that fort being there.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, really, it's well, I see it here called the Battlefields Park, and it is just like southwest of the Citadel.
I
And of
can't
course,
find
I mean,
I can't
no.
find the citadel there. I'm looking.
Oh well, it's kind of right there on the river near the point where the confluence is with the St. Charles River. It's a little bit south of that. Um, but but it of course it's so funny the way cities have grown.
Yeah,
Because obviously the city at that time was quite small and was walled. And oh my gosh,
right.
the
I mean, it was a
French
fascinating city when I
the
remember.
French have an ungodly number of 24 pounders on the walls.
Hmm.
I think there's 10 markers, and almost all of them are fours. Some of them might be twos, but they're 24 pounders. Feel free not to get close, right? and they are like every few hexes along the
Wow.
walls. So it's just like, yeah, I think we're gonna have to get the Vauban manual out and start digging approach trenches, because there ain't no way in the world I'm gonna stand out there. There are a lot of places where there's probably 12 strength points of 24 pounders could hit you,
Oh my gosh.
which you just don't really want to do. So anyway, so
Well,
yeah,
let's see.
I've never been to Quebec. I'd love to go see it, especially now that I've got kind of a better sense of the history. So
Well, if you want a taste of France without having to leave North America, I understand that's probably the best place to go. So,
I
It's
suppose so.
yeah, it was a very fascinating city.
yeah.
We didn't spend very long there, but it was very cool.
Well, good. Well,
Uh,
William
All
Arends
right.
from Kitchener, Ontario, Canada, sends his greetings here. So, hello, William, and the rest of the gang.
Greetings,
Yeah.
William.
We've got 5 people watching right now, so I guess we should
Very
probably.
nice. Yeah, we should probably actually play the game that
Yeah,
they came to see. Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Well, if they're tuning in for Battles of the Ages of Reason update, they get so much more, so much value from this.
That's right.
It's
And for
not
no
just
extra charge.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to the new game. It's called Battles for Canada. Is that it, or New France, or
Battles for Quebec.
for
It
Quebec? Okay.
was it was originally called Battles for New France, and I think, although I could be wrong, that maybe there were a couple other battles that he was thinking about doing, but maybe he just decided, you know what, let's get this wrapped up and get it out the door.
Right.
I think Paul Borchers was suggesting that maybe uh, when the British seized Ticonderoga was another one that maybe was part of the mix at one point.
Okay.
I'm going to ask Matthew. I'm sure he will probably be okay with this, but I mean, I'm guessing it's probably not going to be published by Consim World. I mean, I don't know that, but the fact that we're just there's some of the scenarios haven't really gotten a lot of playtest coverage makes me think it's probably not going to be printed by then. Um, so I'm certainly going to, as we think about Consim World, I certainly would expect to bring a playtest kit out if Matthew's okay with that, and I gotta believe he would be.
Oh yeah. I think a lot of people would love to see it. So I know I
Yeah,
would. So
Well, and I promised Ty that if the game was available, we'd play it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'm thinking, well, okay, if I got a playtest kit, we can play that, right? All right, well, whatever, right?
Sure.
So anyway, we'll see. But I mean, obviously, the more coverage, the more eyes that get to see it. I mean, that's a good thing, right?
Sure.
So I'm looking at our current status, and it's kind of funny because I seem to remember this from what 2 weeks ago, last time we played.
Yep.
That
3 weeks,
that
but yeah.
is it been three? Okay, well, so it's like the name of the file I've got is 1100 mid, and yet we haven't had the end turn marker advance at all. And I'm looking out there and seeing that we've actually done a fair number of activations, and yet we haven't done anything to move the activation in turn marker. Just
That
kind of curious.
that sounds about right.
Okay.
Because we'd only had, let's see, we've had 1, 2, I think 3 Prussian activations and 1 Russian activation.
Okay.
Oh no, there was a 4th one out on the wings there. So yeah, we
Oh
had
yeah.
4.
Yeah.
I think we've had
So
4.
not too many.
Yeah, so not that many yet. So
Okay. Oh,
all right. So as
well,
usual, you get to chuck some
maybe
dice.
Now,
we'll chuck some
I had a
dice.
question too on that though.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that cavalry that there's a finished marker under one of the cavalry units. Is that finished marker actually supposed to be under the commander?
I'm sorry. Where? Help me out. Where are we?
We're right here.
You're gonna have to guide me in a little better. Oh,
Oh,
there we go.
I don't know why you'd have a
Um,
finished marker on those guys. They're not independent. They are.
Right. I thought it was. I'm wondering if it should be under him, and I thought it was. It
Oh
didn't
yeah,
make
yeah,
it.
yeah. Because he got 2. Remember, he
is it
got
like a
yeah,
special event of some sort?
yeah.
Yeah.
He got a free move
Okay.
at that was a special roll, and then he got
Okay.
his activation afterwards.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad you saw that because being at the bottom of that stack, I was never going to look at it.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. All right. Well, then, let's see. Probably, what are we at? +2 to you guys? +3?
Plus
What is
3,
it?
I
3.
think. We're.
Is it +3? Am I that lousy? Really? Oh,
I
yeah.
think
I'm that
so,
lousy.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. +3. All right. Well, that's good to know where you stand, huh?
A 0,
Uh-oh.
1. That's not
What in the
good.
world?
Army leader lapse. So it
Uh-oh.
means now we're going to have a +5.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's really a relief.
It could have been worse. You could have rolled a 0, 0.
Yeah, that would have been particularly not great. So, okay, well, that's, oh, God dang it. That's not what I wanted. Let's try that instead. All right, so he's lapsed. All right, well, roll again. Maybe we'll roll a double aught this time.
Oh,
That's not a double aught. That's not a double aught
that's
at
totally
all.
yours.
Well,
And a wing
yeah,
activation
it's
too.
even
if
a
you
wing
want one.
activation, although the wing leader would need to roll for it.
Yeah.
Because there ain't nobody around. All right. Well, that's supreme.
Apparently, William is watching this and a junior ice hockey tournament gold medal game, tied after 2 periods. Finland 3, USA 3. Also viewing the NFL contest presently, Lions 7, Vikings 3 in the second period. So
Oh,
he's got multiple screens up. I tip of the hat there to William for
yeah.
keeping track
For
of all of this.
multitasking.
Yeah, talk
Yeah.
about
Well, he's going to really kind of make us up our game here a little bit, don't
I
you
don't know.
think?
We're going to have some halftime entertainment. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I think that's what we're
So,
going to have to get to. Boy,
David, how's your singing voice? Can you sing something exciting?
dancing, maybe?
I don't think so. Well,
No, not really too much dancing. All right. Okay, well, let's see. So let's see. What needs to be done forthwith? That's my question. Forthwith.
Where
You
are
know,
the
this is so
fires that
much
need to get
fun.
put out? Yeah.
This is like meeting an old friend here, looking at this strange saga that's going on here. Um, okay, so LI has activated, but that guy doesn't have a finished marker on him, which makes me think that he didn't activate.
So the
I'm,
Grenadiers activated, right? They moved in the last thing.
they did?
Yeah, they see they've
Yeah,
got little move
they are
markers on
marked
them.
moved.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
I'm just,
I
I
guess we
guess,
should put a finish marker on them.
did we just forget to put
Yeah,
a finish
probably.
marker on them? Interesting. Okay.
We normally
All
let.
right.
Now this guy hasn't, but his leader is off in the graveyard.
No, no, that's his leader right there.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's a replacement leader,
Oh, okay, okay.
but that's boy, and a really bad one. Holy smokes. God. Yeah, he's a real prize winner there. Okay. All right. What else do I need? What else do I need to do? I mean, of course, I'm gonna get to move everybody just because of the amount of
Yeah, the fact that we
and
haven't
and
pushed the end turn marker.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it really is more a question of what needs doing first, rather than uh, than worrying about am I even going to get through these things. Okay, stand by. So there's that guy. Oh boy, that's not good. Okay, and then this guy is, where is he? Where is the leader? Oh, there he is. Okay, yeah, boy. Yeah, the command arrangements are not conducive to getting anything done. I'll just put it that way. So I guess what I will do is I will do you. That's this guy here on
Okay.
the front row. And he's going to have to roll to put himself in command because of the leader lapse. Pretty good chance he did. I don't know how. Yeah.
Just barely.
He's not a prize winner, but he's very much in the vein of stand there and do your job. Don't think too much. Okay. All right. That's not going to work. All right. So he's going to back a step. And these fellas are going to turn.
Were you going to fire first?
There's nothing to fire at.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought
That's
they
the
could.
one strength point unit.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, until you're a whole lot closer, there's nothing he can hit.
Yeah.
1, 2. 3, 4, 5. And I'll go ahead and roll for the left guy disorder check and the right guy. And oh, well, those guys are pretty good, but not that good. So he's disordered, and then I'll put the leader on him as soon as I can grab him.
Do you need to roll for the guy that did the line backup?
Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you. I wasn't thinking about that one. Looks like he may Well, yeah, he will. Because, oh gosh,
Oh yeah, he's really stellar.
boy, he's really good. But there's a +5 on it, so no.
Oh, okay.
Wow. I mean, those guys are really much too good to be acting that bad. But oh well, that's how baseball go. All right. And I think that's it. Did I flip over the whole stack or did I just flip? No, I just flipped over the one. Okay. All right. And oh, I don't know. Oh, maybe I'll throw these grenadiers in too.
All right, that's starting to look like a line.
Well, sort of. I think we'll just do that. I don't think I need to do anything else supremely urgently just yet. So, all right, on to you, Eric.
All right, here we go. Well, that's one for us, and that is going to move the clock. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's a 12.
Mine
and
was
we
a
need to get-
29, so it wasn't enough.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, we got to
All right.
do a 12 or better. All
Right.
right. So
All right.
David, I've kind of done what I need to do on my side of the universe. So why don't you go ahead and do something exciting on your end of the universe?
Wow. I'm kind of thinking of Bulow there.
Okay.
Is that the one who had the day off?
Ferris Buelow.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm here all week. Try the veal.
Uh-oh, we just lost all our viewers. Oh, well.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
We get demonetized for copyright infringement. Is that what it was?
Oh, no. Here's what we need to do, right? So now say your joke again about Buelow.
Oh, is he the one who got the day off? Oh, wow.
Discord has added some sound effects, and they have free ones, and then they have ones that you can like buy. And so they've got the golf clap. So when you guys do something particularly well, we'll do the golf clap. And then when you roll the 0 on a combat, or you fail your morale check, we get that. Yeah. If there's we don't get any response. Yep. And then if it's a really bad joke, we have that. So those are the free ones. I'm not going to bother to invest in any others unless they have the sounds of combat, people getting chopped up or cannons going off. Then maybe I'll get that.
Black powder.
Perry says,
please.
"Evening, guys." Yes, black powder sound effects. So yes, they just rolled those out, and so those were inflicted on me earlier in the week when I was playing a computer game with Robert Bond and a bunch of other people. So yeah. Okay, so we got Buelow.
All right, so we're going over here to the east and we're doing something.
Actually, Eric, can we step down for a second?
Oh yeah, sure.
Here we go.
Here we go. Yep, it's time to work down to Prussian HQ.
Okay,
All right.
I'm just wondering if I should also activate those 2 independent cavalries, move them over, and form a line in 3631 and 3630, and then bring up the one infantry where they're. Okay, so.
Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
Here, bring an infantry into there, and the others kind of backing him up.
Yeah, that would be fine. Yeah, and then what I'd like to be able to do is have that independent cavalry in a position where it could go off to support my attack that's over there further to the east. Because as their stuff gets disordered or whatever else, and then it's prime picking for for a cavalry charge.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'd hate to do it with both of them, but one of them could actually hit one of those disordered units right now if you wanted to disrupt them even more.
oh, could it? Okay, so one, it's got to go down. So one, it's got a turn, right? So it's
One,
one.
yeah, turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would put him in 35, 33, and then he could charge 4, 1, 2, 3, or charge 3 into that the one with the commander on him.
Oh, okay. And potentially do some nasty stuff to them.
Yeah, that would be an option.
Yeah, let's do that.
And in fact, I could leave the other one on.
I would say move him to 36, 31, and that way then he can cover. Well, actually, he's fine where he
But then
is.
he hasn't moved LE yet, and they could conceivably move up there to within. See, 1, 2. They could even come next to some of the.
Yeah, I mean, he could move them up, but yeah, if we start to hustle well, we've got those guns there too. If he moves those guys, I don't think he's going to be that aggressive, particularly since you've got that infantry coming up. So yeah, I would say take one of those independent cavalry and and do a charge.
So I
Yeah,
was thinking the more forward one, and I
yeah,
keep the other one back, and then I'll move some infantry up in there.
yeah.
And okay, all right, we shall do that and
Okay,
see what
cool.
happens.
All
All
right,
right, thanks.
all right.
All right, and I'm also going to activate um, that independent cavalry unit.
Now, do you have to roll for him, or
Where's the
as long
independent
as
cavalry
he's
unit?
Or no, he just has to be within range of an officer, right?
okay?
No.
Or well,
He,
he's in range of Frederick.
He is in range of the king. Yeah.
well, then that's good enough. You need to either be in range of the activated command leader
Right.
or
He is not that.
any wing or army leader.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
Yeah. So if the king weren't there, this guy wouldn't be enough.
Wouldn't be enough,
Right.
right?
But
Right, because he's
if
command leader, so
right.
he's not. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But now if say for example he hadn't been activated and we activate him, then we could activate those guys because they were within range. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. All right, go ahead.
And obviously, independent units could try to put themselves in command if they aren't in reach of any of the commanders.
Right.
Right.
Right. So it's actually, you've got a couple of cracks at it with them, right? Because you could either be in command by proximity or you could be in command because you rolled and put yourself in command.
What happened if, for example, they weren't in proximity and they rolled
Yep.
and they failed? Are they marked as finished or they just wait another time?
No, they are marked out of command,
Okay.
but activated.
Oh, okay. So then they would only be able to move
Half movement,
Okay.
no entering enemy zone of control, no initiating close combat. I mean, all the usual stuff. But once you declare they're activated, they are activated. The only question is how effective will they be? And
Right.
that's what the whole putting them in command is all about.
Right. Okay.
All right. So those two, Charlie, Zulu,
Just
Echo.
one of them.
Oh, just one of them. I'm sorry. Which one?
B.
Okay.
So
What's their morale anyway? Just out of curiosity.
Probably pretty good.
23. Okay.
Not bad. Not bad.
all right.
I'm wondering if what would be more problematic? Yeah. if you wanted to push your luck and push them one hex further, then they could well, go ahead and move them. But what I'm thinking is, yeah, go ahead and kind of move them, and then we'll see if they do a
Well,
rapid march.
I was only gonna do one.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. We'll save the other one for a rainy day.
And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Chris, now that's an interesting point because I'd never really thought about that before. We're going to have the same issue with them
Oh,
as we
because
would
they
with
are
any. Exactly. So if you're going to activate one of them and then separate them, then the other one can't be in command during its activation because they won't be adjacent to each other. That's an interesting point. I've never really thought about that because they're not required to activate at the same time because they're independent. Interesting. I have to talk to Matthew about that one.
Yeah. So, all right. So I
so
will
should
move
we
him.
act so are you suggesting we should activate both of them, or
Oh,
then
well,
the
I mean,
other one would be left behind?
I have no idea what your cunning plan is, but it means that the other guy wouldn't be as useful because he's going to be out of command if they're separated, which I
Right.
assume is the intent of your cunning plan. Um, I mean, out of command, he could still do op charges. He could still
Okay.
do reaction charges. So it's not like he's useless, but he couldn't. Uh,
He
he
couldn't
couldn't then
initiate a
attack
charge later.
on his own
Right.
until the units get back together or one of them's wiped out or whatever.
Okay. Cool.
I just wanted to look at something. Okay.
Well, do you want to move the other guy too?
I'd rather keep him in reserve there
Okay.
for just depending on
Okay.
what's going on there. All right.
That's fine.
So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bowie's watching the game. My cat is watching the game on the television.
And he will.
So do 6, right? So
No,
one,
I
two,
can.
3, 4, 5.
No, 5 is enough.
Okay. Yeah.
And okay. And then that's all right. So now with these other guys here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I should go one more with the chance of becoming disordered. Not a big chance,
Uh,
or keep.
you're fine. Yeah, just keep everybody there, and then you can push into the
Okay.
woods. Next turn,
All right.
and we'll wheel that line of guns around. So
What's movement in the woods?
I believe if you are in line, it is 2
2?
points.
That's probably better to do that.
Yeah.
Actually, let's see. Oh, let me back him back up. All right. So 1, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Does the two parts of a regiment being next to each other, does that apply to the infantry too?
No, just
No,
cavalry.
just the
Yep.
cavalry. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and I think the whole thing about that is, remember that, in the original version of this game, that independent cavalry unit would have been a 16-6. It would have been a single,
Big fat regiment. Yeah.
yeah, and it would have been expecting that it would have, very often be in 2 hex line, um, which means they really were stuck together, right? And then they get broken up with these newer pieces that let you use them differently. But then it's kind of like, then they started acting like they weren't related to each other at all. So this optional rule is an attempt to try to make them behave a little bit more like one unit without quite
Right.
being forced into being a single unit.
Question for you. Is this guy out of command in this setup there?
He will be next
Well,
turn.
if the leader doesn't move, yeah.
Yeah, the leader's got to move one
Okay,
hex closer.
okay, so he doesn't apply to him?
No, because
Okay.
that's his commander.
Right. I know, that's what I was wondering if, okay, if he was still in command just because of the,
No.
Yeah, no.
okay.
Independent units could trace directly to the army leader, but unless you're stacked with the army leader, he's not going to do you any
Gotcha.
good.
Okay. All right. That should finish that
Okay.
off. Okay, now we do the charge, I guess.
All right. So you need
All
to
right.
make a
So
check to see if you
let's see if
pass.
I go, right?
Yep.
Boom. Oh, yes, we're going. All right. So 1, 2, 3. And you're going to get a shot going from there, right?
No, because you're
It's
charging.
charging. Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
So there's
So
only opportunity fire if infantry or artillery is moving.
right. So
Okay.
during charge movement, the idea is that presumably you're moving faster. And so we're going to wait until you get real close and then blast you, which is
Correct.
when we get the, the +10 for the defensive fire. What am I looking for? I was looking for something that Paul told me the other day, and if Paul tells me something's true, I kind of got to believe it's true. And yet I was like, really? Does it say that? Let me just look. I'm gonna find it here in a minute. By golly, where is it? There it is.
Is this in the special rules or is it in the regular rules?
No, this is just regular old. It's it's the very bottom of page 27. It's 13.10. It's defensive fire. Okay, all right. Yeah. Well, what he said is true. I just wasn't sure about it. So, all right.
Had we
Very
been playing
good.
with something incorrectly, or?
I don't think we have, because it's not the sort of thing that happens very often, but it looks like it's going to happen here. So that's why I just wanted to call it to attention. Most of the time, there's not anybody who could do defensive fire that you're not attacking already. But this would be an example where you're charging one unit, but there's actually 2 units that can shoot at you. And both units are allowed to shoot at you, even though you're only attacking one of them, which, makes sense. But just like I said, it doesn't come up that often. So I wasn't really sure what the rules said. Anyway, so indeed, Paul was right. So any unit that's in the charge zone is called a reactive unit. And any reactive unit that didn't do another defender reaction, like changing formation or changing facing or whatever, is eligible to do defensive fire for anybody in his zone of control. Well,
sure.
Okay, so there we go. So, all right. So then I guess the The fella here is going to have to roll his defender morale check, so we'll go ahead and do that now. And looks like he's okay in spite of the fact he's disordered. And so then we will do defensive fire, which is going to require me to actually... Oh, sorry, Bowie. Poor Cap. He's so traumatized.
So your musketeers are ×3, but that guy he's only got half as many, right? So is that 2 units firing out? So he's got 6.
Well, it'd be 3 because it's 5 rounded.
Oh, I thought it was 4 that can fire out in line.
Oh, sorry. You're quite right. I'm sorry. Again, I've been playing Quebec.
Okay.
My bad. So yeah, you're right. 2 are able to fire out of there. So that's 6.
And then the other guy's got 4 that can fire out, and he's ×4, so that's going to be 16. So you're going to have 22. So that is...
Right. So that's 22, except the Grenadiers are firing into the flank.
Right. So then that shifts it for 2 to 1 up to 2.5 to 1?
2.5 to 1, yeah.
Okay.
And 2.5 to 1 plus 10 for defensive fire plus what, 15 for size?
No, that's 8.
Plus 20.
Plus 20. So you got +30 altogether. 2.5 to 1 with a +30.
2.5 to 1 plus 30.
Okay. What's my size is 12?
You've got you've got 8 increments, but they're cavalry, so they're double. So that's 16.
Right. Okay.
So it's a +20 there, yeah.
All right. 2.5 to 1 plus 20.
0, 9.
That's a defensive fire special result.
There's
so
smoke and dust.
Oh, that's
defensive
not a good
fire
one for
is
me.
canceled.
No.
Yep. All those horsemen kicking up all the dust.
Wow. That bites. Wait, what's the sound effect you were going to use?
Oh yeah, this is definitely the one we need now. Let's see. Here it is.
Yeah, that's the one we needed.
Very much the sad horn there.
Man, that sucks. All right, well, there you go. All right, so then we'll move on. We'll move to 8 to 3.
Yeah, so it's going to be 8 to 3.
And
then you just start to do, so 8 to 3, you're at 2 to 1 odds. 2 to 1. And then you got to look at we got a +6 for the cavalry.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Plus another 4 for going straight, so that's going to be 10. Plus another 2 for heavy cavalry, so that's going to be
12.
12 plus 12.
All right, so it's going to be 2 to 1 plus 11.
Okay. All right.
Here we go.
You rolled a 0. So a 5-0. Ouch. So that is
3 to the attacker,
3 to the attacker, 2 to the defender, and then it's morale checks all around. Wow. We obviously we trampled our own troops there in the
all that smoke and dust, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now, morale check wise.
All right. And you guys had the leader loss, but you don't have a leader.
We don't have
so
a leader
that's
there
that. Yet. All right. And then I am.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, whoopsie. Should have flipped him back over. All right. So he is 24 minus 4 is 20 plus 5 for disordered. So 25, I think, is the number that I'm rolling against. And yours is 23. So I got to roll first.
Is
Okay.
yours halved for? Oh no, you're not halved. Never mind.
Is the tenacious Russian thing
Right.
count in this?
Oh, you're right.
Right.
Yes, of course it is. Yeah.
So
Yeah. So it's not 25, it's 15, which means you
Right.
got to roll
go
first.
first.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we
Okay.
pass.
All right.
And
And
he
you
So did
pass.
I. All right. So now we come to that. Doesn't happen too often, so we got to remember that. Chingo. Oh, you told me not to curse. Am I allowed to curse in Spanish?
We don't have very many people in Mexico that are watching. We might have some people
Really?
in Spain that watch,
I
but
mean, if we've got Russians paying it, I mean, come
yeah,
on.
yeah.
This
Come
is
on.
an international, very sophisticated audience
It
here.
is. I think you're okay.
Right.
It's okay. YouTube doesn't
Think it's
know.
okay?
YouTube doesn't know
YouTube
what you're
just,
saying.
just doesn't know. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. All right. So
So now now we've got
So now
5
the
to
odds
3.
change a lot.
Right.
Right. So it's 5-3. So now it's
That's 1.5.
No, it's 5-2.
Oh, 5-2. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they're still disordered.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So
it's
still
2-1.
Yep.
Right. Because there isn't a 2.5-1 on the close combat chart.
Yep.
Only on the fire chart.
Yep.
You've still got your +6
Right.
for your printed value.
Yep.
But you don't get the charge value. You don't get the medium cavalry
Right.
value. So you just got the +6.
Yep.
And then I've got a +2 for infantry in line defending against cavalry in refights.
Yep.
So that means I'm not a 1, but I'm a 3.
Yep. So
it's now 2-1 plus 3 this time. Yeah.
Yep.
and okay, and the disorder doesn't.
The disorder reduces the
That's
number
why
of
it's 2 to
increments.
1.
That's why it's 2-1.
Yeah.
All right.
It would have been 1.5-1 if they weren't disordered.
Okay. All right. So here we go again. Let's see.
So that's
There
going
you
to
go.
be a 7 on the 2-1
Think-
chart.
think
That
so,
is
yeah.
3R for the defender and 1 loss for the attacker. So the cavalry lose 1, the infantry loses
1,
3.
3. So
Yeah.
that's the end of them.
And it's another leader we've sent to purgatory.
Yeah, exactly.
That was Zorndorf.
Yeah. Find him. For Sal's wing. Okay, and then put him. Now he's already activated, so I'll put him on next turn here. All right, and then those go away. Delete, delete, delete. Okay, and you're disordered
Because it was a
Because-
refight.
because we went into more than one round, yeah. And you need to advance into the hex. You're not in an enemy zone of control, so you can adopt any facing you like.
And then what you roll for.
Well, no, there's no pursuit. There's no
Pursuit.
defenders there's nobody to pursue.
Oh,
That puts me in an awkward position.
that's why we
Well-
have the rest of the cavalry.
I mean, I gotta be honest. It seems like a very strange choice. I was willing to let you do it, and I think if I'd hit you with the defensive fire, you would have really probably realized that was maybe not a great idea. It worked out for you.
Hey, we were feeling aggressive.
You know what? I mean, we're just here to play the game, so
Yeah.
whatever, right? But yeah, it is kind of hilarious. Now we got this nice firm looking line, you know, some Prussian cavalry in the middle of the Russian infantry, but they're all facing the same way. We're
Yeah,
all on the same side here, boys. Dust and smoke. We're other Russians just like you.
okay. Interesting. All right. I think that finishes that guy's move. So we're on to
Okay.
the next.
All
All
right.
right.
It's your roll then, David.
All right. See if we get
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Oh, geez. Here we
That's
go.
the one for Fairmord.
I
Leads
think
the
it is,
map.
yeah.
Yeah. And we are
but what
definitely
were the
within 10
conditions?
hexes, as provided that there's an enemy Prussian enemy unit within 10 hexes. 1, 2, 3,
Well,
4,
yeah, there's one
5,
within
6,
6
7, 8.
hexes at this point.
Yep.
No, 2, 4, 5. He's facing the wrong way, but he's only 5 hexes away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
a bunch
he
more. 1, 2, 3,
so
4,
he
5, 6,
flees
7.
from the map, and that's 6-2A. All right, let's make sure we understand this one. He has fled the battlefield. Zorndorf rule. Yeah, why not? 3.3. 3.3. What is 3.3AB? I've never understood kind of the numbering scheme here. There is no replacement. If he becomes a casualty or if he leaves the map, the following rules apply. The army decapitation rule is not used. Instead, the Russian player rolls for initiative with a wing activation number of 9 and a command rating of 0. The Russian army breaks down into 3 detachments. Oh, interesting. So Sal's wing, Gal's wing, and Brown's wing, the observation corps.
Okay.
The commands of Demiku and Gaugraben are not part of these detachments, so their leaders must roll for initiative as for any leader that is outside the army leader's command range. Independent units are activated normally. This detachment command structure comes into effect the instant firmware is lost, if ever, and Russian army morale is affected per Zorndorf Rule 3.6 Delta. Okay.
And what is that?
So that is a plus 10 army morale modifier until he comes back.
Ah, okay. So
It
that
basically cancels Tenacious Russians, although it obviously does a lot of other things too. So, all right. So what that means then is I've got 3 army detachments, and those detachments are such that each of those wing leaders really looks like an army leader as far as the units of that wing are concerned. So it's not like everybody necessarily has to roll to put themselves in command, although they may very well, because my wings are not terribly well organized. But it's not like army decapitation where it's every man for himself. It's just we've become 3 different armies. But remember, and this is kind of one of the things that's kind of the gotcha of the detachment rule, is that once you start activating units in a detachment,
you got to activate everybody in that same detachment.
You either have to keep doing all the ones in that detachment, because if you ever start doing another one, then everybody remaining in that detachment that you've moved away from must only do limited activations.
Right.
So and I think the idea here is what we're trying to model is that you don't have the luxury of one overall king's eye view of the battlefield. You've really got 3 different generals running 3 different parts of the battlefield, and so you really have to focus on the one and then the next and then the next, and it's just less flexible than when you've got an overall leader. So anyway, just wanted to refresh everyone's memory.
Yep.
Especially our listening audience who maybe don't know the rule. I don't know. All right. Well, I guess. Okay. He was already lapsed.
Yep.
but I guess that now is moot. And when he comes back, it's just he's back to normal. Because who knows when he comes back?
Yeah. I just
And
put a
that's
little note
actually,
on that saying Fairmore has fled. So,
yeah,
except
yeah,
that
that's,
will disappear once
yeah,
we
it's
hit the
fine.
end
Don't
of the
worry
turn
about it.
thing. But yeah.
He's on the turn record chart, so
Yep.
we can grab him whenever we need to. So,
Yep.
all
And
right.
who
Oh,
knows? I may just roll another 0-0, and he might be right back, right?
absolutely. Yeah. In
Yeah.
fact, yeah, that really is an interesting question. I'm assuming that this cancels the army leader lapse.
Yes. Yeah,
I'm
because
assuming
the army
that
leader's gone, right?
right, and then presumably when if and when he comes back, feeling much better.
Well,
It does say under C that if he was off the map from being killed or wounded, then uh, the special result does not bring him back on, or
Well, that makes
or
sense,
bring
of
him back to the.
course. Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We don't have like the Lazarus effect going on here.
right.
We don't have
Other
any
than
reincarnation going on.
yeah.
But what was the special icon at the Battle of Bora? Do you know?
Oh, yeah, the icon of Smolensk.
Schmelensk.
The icon of
Yeah.
Smolensk,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we're not doing any of that.
Yeah. Okay.
We didn't want to bring any of them out of Holy Russia.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Roll again, David.
Okay. Boom. 4-7. So
Well, that's one for us. So,
yeah.
what would you like to do, David?
I mean, I haven't caused enough damage yet. Oh.
No, there's more. We're trying to defeat the Russians.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
I'm happy right at the moment. If you would like to.
Okay. Well, I can do something potentially exciting and dangerous, which are my middle name, or potentially. I can go ahead and move. I've got Fleming here. He's with this infantry that's in the back. He's part of Konitz's group, and Konitz is right here, so he's well within range of everybody. Or actually, yeah. So we can go ahead and activate him and his little people. And so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And everybody else just goes right along here for the ride.
why not?
And that is Fleming. Okay.
Very efficiently done.
Well, now that I figure out how to do all that stuff.
Good on you.
Yeah.
Good on you.
So.
It's a wing activation for y'all if you want it. And at this point, there's really no reason not to, because I'm going to get to move everything I want anyway.
Well, I'm thinking we should give him one, so force him to make a decision now of what he's going to.
Oh, there you go.
To which army he's going to activate, and then that might give us some.
That's a good idea. All right, Michael, we're giving you one.
Wow. What a prince. All right. Let me ponder that for a minute. So just so you know, like basically the wings are about as badly organized as you could possibly imagine, because basically the front. All right. So you remember the Russian army was facing north.
Yep.
Yesterday.
Yep.
And the front line was one of the two wings, and the back line was the other wing. And so now that we've turned around, they're just reversed. But that's not really a wing at that point. You can't really control a wing if it's 30 hexes wide. So that's why this is especially awkward for me, because most of my commands are nowhere near the wing leader and really can't be. In fact, I really want to play the all-day sucker scenario where the Prussians are just entering the board to actually see, is there a better Russian defensive situation than the actual one? Because this is kind of a shit show. Anyway, so let's see, who do I want to do what with?
All right, so we have Saltikov's wing, Galitzin's wing, and Brown's wing. Which
Yeah, and then there are two commands, and I need to find them
Right.
again
So
because
was it Graubin? Yeah, he's
Demiku
here.
and
Demiku. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to help me out. Where?
There's a Graubin who's here.
Oh, that cavalry guy. Oh, and then Demiku is the cavalry guy out in the east.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So those guys are not part of either detachment.
Right.
Okay. They just need to roll to put themselves in command.
Yep.
Just because there's just no command leader for them. So, all right. Well, that's great. That is just supreme. And I guess then I will look for somebody to do next. Okay, he's there. And where's the other guy? Oh, there isn't another guy. Oh, geez. Okay.
So that's Saltikov. And
All right. Well, I think then
Galitzin right there. Yeah. And then Brown. That's
Brown's the
really
guy way out there.
nobody over here that's anything really urgent. I don't think so. All right. I'm going to go ahead and do, what's his name? Fast. Over here in the observation corps. Way out to the east. Way out to the east. A lot of his guys are out of command. I won't even bother marking all the ones that are out of command because who's got that kind of time? Don't think there's going to be any shooting. You guys are still a ways off. And I think I'm going to try to figure out how I want to do this. Okay. He's going to move like that. That's 1 and 2. And of course, because he's out of command, 2 is all he gets. He's going to move like that in a very cheeky way, doing a line back up. And then he's going to roll and he's going to be disordered. And then this guy's already turned sideways, it looks like. Yeah, he is. And he actually is in command. Whoops. Let's just move him, please. That's 1. Two. And then he's going to go 1, 2, 3. And then I think I'll just put him there because I don't think there's a better place for him at the moment. And let's just make sure we got everybody where we expect them to be. I'm just trying to figure out what to do with these grenadiers. They're the very best of the worst. That's what's important to remember about them. Oh, screw it. I'll just back him up and get him out of the way. Oh, well, that's interesting. I couldn't even fail that roll. I had to make a special event lookup. It's 4 for a movement disorder check. And that's going to be a Russian 4 movement action is reroll with double.
The original
Okay, he's
DR
fine.
check modifier. Okay.
Yeah, not a problem. Okay, fair enough. All right, so I'm going to mark him as finished. I'll go ahead and mark him. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter if I mark him as finished or not. Okay. I'll go ahead and bring this guy up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mark him as finished. Boop. All right, and we'll flip the leader over. And I think that'll do it for the moment.
All right. I think it's back to your role, or is it my role?
You,
Okay.
Eric.
No, that was my roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big number. That's going to move the clock.
Advances the clock. All right.
We still have lots of daylight. Well, what do you want to do? Have him do another one, or we do something, David? What's your
Well,
strategy?
I mean, you got anything to kind of provoke him somewhere, or
Well, yeah, we could, for what it's worth, be provocative. So I've got some of my heavy cavalry out on the end of the universe there with Lentulus, I guess is his name. Can move them along. Be provocative slightly with them. Let's see. 1. So I guess I have to roll for them. Put them in.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that's going to be good enough. Yes.
Probably so.
Yep. Not that I'm doing anything too terribly exciting this turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What are the range of those guns? The S guns.
8, I think. So you're just outside the range?
Yep. Okay. That's what our intention was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And is there one more guy there? Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. And then we'll move him up here. And flip him over. And I guess I can move Sadlitz while I'm at it. So maybe I could do a wing thing if I wanted to. Let's see. That's all one regiment, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so those guys are all in command. And then I could put Sadlitz here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well, everyone's in command over there for what it's worth. Okay, cool. That was my big thing and my big roll. We're back over to you.
Mm-hmm.
Back to
David.
me. Boom. That's another one for us. Does not move the clock. Okay, you want to give this to him to see if
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, that's easy enough. So this chowderhead back here, a Thiessen, maybe. Maybe that's his name. He's gonna have to roll because he's not close enough to the wing leader. I probably should move the wing leader while I'm at it. Oh yeah, actually that's
Yeah.
gonna be good enough, isn't it? Yeah.
Even for him.
Yeah, even for not being all that great. Okay.
Of course, their units have a big movement potential of 3.
Yeah, they're not setting any land speed records here, that's for sure. Um Trying to think about how I want to do this. Let me look, because I seem to remember that my turning is even worse than usual. Am I right? Am I wrong?
It's probably, you're probably right.
No,
That it's,
no, actually, no. It's only changing formation. Turning isn't a problem. I'd, I'd forgotten that. All right. So we are going to turn. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to move the wing leader 2, 4, 5 to here and flip him over. And that's that.
all right. It's over to you, Michael.
All righty.
Where was Fast? The other.
Fast
He's
is right
Never
here.
he's
mind.
right over here.
I think, yeah, I see him. He's flipped over there. Yep.
Yeah. So, okay. Um, so that's one for us. Or we can give it to the Ruski Ducks. And at this point, he's finished the observation corps movement.
That's right.
Yep. Do you have anything you want to do, David, or do you want to let the Russians do something else?
Um, let's see here. I'm thinking maybe Zeton over here.
Sure.
Let's see. And I'm going to activate this artillery here, here, and here. I don't think this has enough to make a shot. Let's see this. Pressure 7-pounders times 1 at that range. That would be 2 to 10.
Yeah,
so
that's
you can't do 1 to 3. So
you can't do less than 1 to 3.
right. So all right. So we'll do movement. Right. So we'll do this one to here. 1 and unlimber, and this one to there. And let's see. Oh, I would have. He wasn't in range. I would have had to. Well, I mean, he's got a roll to get into command. So let's see what he can do here.
Who's that?
Zeton. Oh no,
Oh,
Yeah.
he was in. He was in.
Well, because we've got, remember, we've got, what's his name?
Prince, whatever.
Yeah, we got Moritz over here, I think. Field Marshal Moritz, who
Are you
then
allowed to use him anytime or only once per turn?
Once per
once per
turn.
turn.
Right.
I don't want to use him right
Yeah,
now.
that's fine.
So,
Besides that, Zeton shouldn't be a hard
No, not when you
A
roll
hard
a
one to-
4.
yeah.
He rolled a 4? Where's the 4?
It's right there. Don't you see the 4?
It's a deep block.
No, I don't.
Do you see 7-pound howitzer moves Central 3906 to Central 3806?
I do.
Do you see
That's
your
the
roll?
That's the last entry I see. I see the 64. I see the 12-pounder moving. I see the 7-pounder moving. I don't see the 4.
Do you see it now? Do you see Eric's name?
No. I'm wondering if I've disconnected somehow.
We still show that you're in the room.
I know. I look like I'm still in the room. Do you see those? I just
Where?
rolled the die 4 times.
Nope.
Nope.
Aha! We are messed up.
Okay, so let's save the game. And
Yeah,
then
it just told me I lost the connection to the game server.
Zorn. Okay, all right. I'm going to create a new room then, I guess.
Well, is it not still there? Or you
Room
just
is
noticed?
still there.
Let's just
No,
see if
the room is gone.
That's funny. I still see it.
I still see it too.
Oh, I see it.
And I just see Michael just came back in, and he's like in here twice.
Oh my God. Maybe we should make a new room.
Yeah, I'm not. Okay, we're going to start again.
Let's try that.
Everybody leave then?
Yep.
Okay. All right. We'll go back to the main room.
I don't know. We don't really have too much trouble with this, but that sure just got flaky in a hurry, didn't it?
All right. So you've got a new start again? Is that?
That's the
Yeah, and I
name
got
of the
one
room
called
we're in,
Start Again. Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right. So you just rolled and Zeton is in command.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Very good.
And what I want to do is I want to move him over 1 to there. And flip him.
Okay.
So did you move anything other than the artillery?
No, actually I didn't.
Oh,
No,
okay.
just needed to move Zeton because actually some of his units were out of command.
Yeah.
Okay.
These guys over on the west
Oh,
side
yeah.
wouldn't have been in command
Okay.
hitherto.
Exciting. All right.
Oh yeah, riveting.
All
right,
So I'm not sure.
I think
whose
it's my
turn it
roll.
is. Yeah.
I think that was David's, wasn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
We'll pretend it is.
Sure, why not?
Oh, that's going to move the clock.
Yeah.
Did you go steal some of the other cat's food? Is that why you walked outside?
All right.
You look like a nice cat, but then you act like that.
All right. I don't have anything that I want to do right now. I am content to let Michael go.
Alrighty. Okay, then I guess we will go and do something like a little something along the lines of this guy, probably unpronounceable. And besides that, my eyes are too old. What is it? Maybe Sievers? That doesn't seem a very Russian name, does it? Way in the back, on the left, in the west. I'm
Ah,
flagging
okay.
him right now. That guy. That guy.
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and do him, and then I'll go ahead and activate this. Well, all right. So first things first, I'm going to roll to put himself in command. 2, almost certainly he does, but we'll double check. Yep, he's all good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and activate these hussars that are over here as well. They'll need
Okay.
to roll to put themselves in command. I hope that's good enough, or they really suck. Oh, okay. Don't know what that was.
They're feeling
Apparently,
aggressive.
that was some.
Does he really need to roll?
35.
He's
Because
nowhere near. Oh no, you're right. He's right near the command leader, isn't he?
Yeah.
No, you're quite right. He doesn't need to roll.
right. He's within the 3 of the command.
Yeah,
of the,
yeah, exactly. Right. All right. Okay. All right. So then we will just do no shooting, obviously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. And then these fellas will do 1, 2, 3.
4 for the guy on the end.
Oh, yeah, you're right. All right. And I think that'll do it.
Cool.
So it's you, Eric.
Okay. Oh, it looks like the USA just scored the winning goal over the Finnish team at around 15 minutes into overtime. Final score USA 4, Finland 3. Thank you, William, for keeping us posted on the junior world hockey. So
I would not have known otherwise.
I wouldn't have known either. I hardly even follow fencing, and I teach that sport. So here we go. 47. That doesn't move the clock, but that's 1 for us with a big plus
Yeah.
5. Okay. Why don't you go ahead and, unless you've got something to do, David, let's go ahead and give another one to the Ruskies.
Okay.
All right. 1, 2.
So where are you at?
I'm thinking is where I'm at.
So Sievers is who? Is he part of?
He's part of Gal.
Oh, Gallitzins. Okay.
Three, That's just really inconvenient. Okay. Yeah, that's really dumb, but I mean, okay. We talked about this, I think, the last time we played. Just a little exasperated with how the marching rules work in this game. Um, rules as written. If these guys were going to move, hello? Well, I guess first thing I should roll to put him in command because I don't think he's anywhere near. No, he's not. I don't know. 5? He might be good enough.
Which one are we talking about?
Nope,
Nope,
not good
just missed it.
enough.
He's talking about
Diaz.
Diaz,
Right.
the little
back here.
Spaniard who joined the Russian
Yeah.
army.
He had thought about running away to the circus, but instead thought he would do the Russian army instead. So it's just kind of annoying because the way the hex grid interacts with marching, um, just a little bit frustrating because you got to march in a dead straight line and
Right.
you can't deviate at all, and it's just kind of a little annoying because what I'm looking at is having to do something really dumb like.
Well, if he didn't pass his roll, what does he do? Just move half or?
Oh no, he moves full strength. He just can't rapid march,
March.
and he
Okay.
can't move into an enemy zone of control during the
Okay.
movement phase, stuff like that. So
Okay.
really, it's really kind of not that big a deal. But anyway, so this is the kind of craziness that you have to do. Follow me here. So that's
Okay.
half. That's 1.5. That's 2.5. That's 3.5. That's 4. And so everybody could just follow him
Yep.
and do that. And so that's a lot of movement not to have actually done anything. And so by contrast, and I'm gonna leave the finish marker there. The optional rule that I really should ask Matthew about was that you could do this from here.
Right.
You could move 1, 2, and then over 1.
Right.
Which kind of indicates that you're marching, kind of along this general path. That
Right.
costs you 1.5 because it's 3 hexes of movement. And then if you wanted to do the same thing, you do the same thing. You'd be there. That's another 1.5. So I've only spent 3 movement points at this
Right.
point. And then you can move 4.
Yep.
And well, that sure seems a lot more like what you'd do if you were marching straight, because I'd have gone 1, 2, let's leave aside the trees, 3,
Right.
4, right? So you're moving the same number of hexes. You're just moving at a slight angle relative to the hex grid.
Right.
And so I'm just sitting here going, yeah, it really is annoying that was never retrofitted back into the rules. And since I guess I'm playtesting on Matthew's behalf, I probably should bring it back up to his attention, because otherwise these guys just don't get to move very far, not really in any realistic way, but just because the hex grid doesn't cooperate.
Yeah.
Kind of weird. So anyway, that is
Diaz.
that. Alrighty. And what else you got? You got to roll something else now.
I think it's your turn to roll, David.
Okay. Boom. And
Okay.
That's still one for us, but should we give it to the Rushkis? Or do you have something exciting you want to do?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's give it.
Okay.
All right. So let's see. Other gal people. There's another one over here on the west who's facing that way. That's a gal person.
Yeah. I think that's it for the gal.
No, I think he's a gal person over here, just
Yep.
north of the woods. And there's a gal guy in the back.
Oh, way over there.
Gal
Wow.
guy. See, that's what I mean, right? The the wing arrangements were really not designed well. There's gal's got a bunch of guys left.
Okay.
So, and who is that? That's M. Mantufel. God, another great Russian name. I don't know
There
if
you
our
go.
Russian friend is here to have a laugh at
Manteuffel.
that, but
Manteuffel. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So,
Let's see. We've
I
got
guess
Jeff from Hex to Hex signing in. He's waiting for snow. He says, "Good evening, gents."
waiting for snow. I guess there's a lot of people who are waiting for snow here across the middle of America.
All right. So we got Manteuffel doing something exciting.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to decide. I think actually I'm going to have K, the one who's in the back, Kokoshkin. Kokoshkin. I think that's what it is.
Gesundheit.
That's what it feels like, doesn't it? Right. Okay. So I'm going to do him. He actually almost is close enough, but not quite close enough. So he's going to have to roll to put himself in command. Probably doesn't unless he's unusual. Oh, he is unusual.
He is unusual,
So he's
yeah.
in command. Again, doesn't mean a whole lot, but whatever. All right. So then we'll move some guys around and form something resembling anything. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I will be back in just a moment.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. He's actually an independent, but I just picked him up along with, I guess.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. 4. And then I guess these guys aren't routing anymore, so I don't need to be quite so circumspect about where they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I will just put him here and flip him over. And so that should be that.
All right. It's your roll.
So it is.
And that's
I know this is
one.
going to shock you, but it's yours.
I know. It does shock me. I'm frequently shocked.
I tell you.
Let's see. I've got 2 infantry left to move. He's got 2 infantry and a cavalry left to move. Why don't you, since he stepped away, why don't you go ahead and take one?
All right. I guess I can do that. Who the hell is he? What command is that? Oh, wow. Isn't that neat? I got commands I don't even know about. That's genius. That's just what it looks like. All right. I'll go ahead and do Manteuffel just because
Okay.
I gotta do him eventually, so I might as well. Looks like he's in command. Looks like there's really not a whole lot I care to do with them other than I guess I'll just activate some of these guns to move forward and fill up the line. Okay. Are there other guns I'm forgetting? I don't think so. Those are all the ones in the vicinity. Oh, this guy should be marked as finished.
All right.
Oh, the one who turned? Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay, does Mantoifel have anybody else who needs to do anything else? Wow, is that really all the troops he's got? Just 4? Or some of his run away? No, that's cavalry that ran away. That just seems like a really small outfit. But maybe it is. All right. Well, I guess then that's going to be that. Except I probably should move him a little
Yeah, you've got a lot
closer.
of most all of those brigades that are part of Gallatin only have 4 battalions.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right. Well, there you go.
yeah.
All right. Very good.
And then you've got some converged grenadiers that
Right.
are usually, in the vicinity, but
Right.
not
Right.
necessarily.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. And then some grenadiers that are actually parts of some of the
Yep.
commands, which is a little confusing. But anyway, yeah. All right.
Okay.
Well, that's it. I
Time
think
for
it's
me to
your roll
roll.
now.
Yep. 95. That's going to move the
Big
clock.
number. Big number.
Boop.
Hey.
All right. Um.
I'm back. So,
Okay, David, did you want to move something?
um,
You still have
sure.
2 infantry and 1 cavalry left
Yep.
to do.
Let me do Goblins. He should be in command.
Gesundheit.
And I will activate. Let's see. No. All right. Let's see. Maybe I will
Lentz has
do.
got.
No,
looks
maybe I'll
like he's
do
got 4
Brunch.
battalions.
Right. I think I'll do Braunschweig.
Braunschweig. Okay.
He's over here, and I'll have to roll for him. Whatever. So, boom. Let's see. He's under here.
I think a 4 is going to be pretty good for any Prussian leader.
Yep.
Well, you'd hope so, yeah.
It was close, but yes, he was. Now, I do believe, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 4. So this one is out of command.
1, 2, 3. Nope, it's not, because
Oh,
these 2 act as 1 hex and these 2 act as 1 hex. So it's 1,
1,
2, 3,
3,
4.
4. Yeah, no,
oh,
you're right. Yep.
Yep.
all right.
It's all fun and games until something causes the line to break.
Right. All right. Let's see. Do I have anything?
It's a shame you got that hill in the way. If you just had some guys with walkie-talkies up there, maybe in the trees, they could spot for you.
Well, you're going to want to split up that hex because you can only fire 4 increments out.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know. That's definitely a thing to consider here. And
Yeah, and that is the one thing that you really got to ponder when you switch over to Battles for Quebec, because all those numbers double.
Oh, yeah. Because it's just like with Brandywine and Germantown.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And Paul and I had an interesting discussion because I think we talked about this, that the the numbers of high odds roll fire combats goes way up. Because now you get 8 strength points firing out of a hex instead of 4, and so you can have 3-to-1 fire combats be pretty normal, and that seems weird. And Paul said, he actually built a spreadsheet to analyze that. And he says if you stop and think about it, the number of casualties you get's pretty close. Because remember, every casualty you inflict is only half of a casualty from these games here with this scale.
Yeah.
So he says
it's
the number
50
of
guys
casualties is
instead of 100
different.
guys. Yeah.
Exactly. The problem that I pointed out to him in reply is that you're getting lots more morale checks, and you're getting more morale check plus 10, morale check plus 20s than you would if these were 1-to-1 attacks or 1.5-to-1 attacks.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, okay, that's true. He says, on the other hand, his sense of these battles, I don't really know that either of us had any evidence to really emphasize this one way or the other, is these battles tended not to last very long in the Revolution.
Right.
And so maybe lots of morale checks isn't even really a problem. Because after all, this wasn't 2 professional armies slugging it out like what we got going on here.
Right.
And I was like, okay. Maybe.
Yeah. What do the morale of the French regulars look like compared to?
About that,
You're starting to break up there a little bit, Michael.
Everybody has gone.
What's going on?
Is my connection? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Too, though. You sound okay, Dave. But
yeah, now.
Okay.
Now
all right. So.
All right.
So you were saying something there, Eric, but we weren't able to make it out.
All right. No, David, are you moving your guys? Have you figured it out?
I'm figuring out what. Okay, so I'm going to move Braunschweig there, which we rolled for, and I'm going to move this artillery and the artillery back here on the road.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so
I'll
start with those guys, and they go 1, 2, 3.
Sorta,
something like that.
There you go. Yeah. Alrighty.
And that. Okay, and so this guy is going to go 1, 2, 3. All right, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4.
I like the way this is setting up. Back up. Berlin's just over that way.
All right, so this guy is going to do a sidestep, and this one's going to do a sidestep, and that one's going to do a sidestep, and that one's going to do a sidestep. And all right. So these guys are all going to limber. And all right, so 2 of them are going to go 1, 2, so then 3.
So when they limber, they can face any direction.
Any facing.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
So that's 3 for those guys.
Yeah. So they've got one more.
Right.
I mean, you can't get re-limbered or re-unlimbered, I should say. But you could be in the hex, and again, your facing doesn't matter, because when you limber, you're gonna go to whatever facing you like. So it's kind of moot.
Oh, and actually, before I, before I move this guy
So
here, this one
yeah.
here, this guy's was gonna go
Oh yeah.
one,
One,
two,
two, three,
three,
four.
4. Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Um,
So did okay. All right. I was just wondering why you limbered all of them since only two of them were moving. I was just trying to figure out, was that intentional?
yeah.
Okay. Well,
And
if that's the case and facing matters, then you still got a strength or movement point. You can still face those other guys forward, the ones that moved, if moving
true.
matters to you.
Um,
And I mean, to me, that's the only reason to limber. So I got to believe it would make some sense if you were so inclined, unless you just want to go wandering off to the east, which is okay too.
actually, I'll do that.
There we go.
Okay.
Boy, I talked myself into one now, didn't I?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. And then
And let's do
the
the
leader
command.
himself needs to figure out what
Yeah.
he's doing.
He's gonna
Hmm.
do that and finish himself there. Okay.
Magnificent.
And let me mark these other guys all as finished.
I
Finished.
think we're back around to my roll.
Yep,
Are we right?
that is correct.
Or is it?
Finished. And
No, it's not. Actually, I take it back. You rolled a 95.
Okay, it's David. It's your turn.
That's the one that advanced the clock. So, David, it's your turn to roll.
all right. 6.
A
Oh,
6-0.
special
Okay.
result.
Prussian something.
Prussian 6.
Special rally. Pick a command to perform free disorder recovery rally phase. Well, we've got two that are. You've got your cavalry over here, right? That's one command, and I've got these guys over here that are part of Kunersdorf. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kurtzel, I guess, is who they're part of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Who are they? KA.
Is he?
KA, yeah. So KA is this guy. Yep. So they're within range. I think it's better for us to try to. Well, so if we fail the routed roll, then they have to do the route movement.
Yes.
Okay. And I don't want them to do that yet.
Right. So maybe you'd rather have the cavalry.
Yeah, probably better to have the cavalry do it.
Less downside anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I still haven't moved these guys yet to give a path. Okay. So that's your guys over here. You can then make disordered and recovery checks for everybody.
Right. So, all right. So all those guys are incoming. All right. So this guy first for a disorder check, I guess.
Yep.
Ooh,
probably not.
Because it's a -5, right?
Yeah. So yeah. So
even without that.
Yeah. All right. So no disorder recovery, but now we can go to rally for all 3 stacks.
All right. So I guess we'll start there and
why not?
Do the shaking now.
Nope.
Oy.
They're still unhappy.
Wow. Okay.
And the one next to it here.
Okay.
See if I can roll it any better.
Oh my word.
That's going to be what, a 19?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, he's no good either. Okay. One last try. This one's at plus 20.
Yep.
All right.
Oh,
okay. All right. Now, if you just averaged those 3, you probably would have been okay.
All right. So that comes off, right? The shaking?
Yep. That's right.
All right, and
Well, why not?
and they come back and face whatever, or are they
No,
still
no, no.
Nope.
okay?
That they maintain their facing.
All right,
They haven't changed formation in any way. They're just no longer shaken.
Yeah. All right. Roll again.
all right. 47. All right, not enough to
Not
move
enough to move
it.
the clock.
Not quite.
Do you have anybody you want to move?
Well, I can do my other one in
Yeah, you've got the other.
Jonas.
Yep. Goblins.
All right, so let's do Is that who? No, yeah, Goblins.
Yep.
All right, so we got no fire, no disorder. We go burnt. Let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and let's move Dona over 1, and we'll move him up 1 just to kind of keep things in thing. Add on to the next one.
Magnificent.
And that's to you, Michael.
Alrighty. That, believe it or not, is a tie.
I believe it.
Believe it.
That is not a tie.
That is not. Is that another special rally?
That's another special rally.
And the
All
funny
right.
thing about special rally is it is one that emphatically can continue being applied to the same command over and over again, particularly because of that kind of two-edged sword aspect for routed
Right.
units. So you could just keep going right back to that
Yep.
cavalry unit if you want. You can
All
try
right.
rallying them 3 times in one turn if you want.
All right, we'll try there again. So
Disorder. Okay. Okay. Or not.
Disorder. I don't know.
There
what
is no
that is.
special result
Oh,
on
just a fail.
recovery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
all right, so now we'll do for the shaken here.
All right.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
That is some mad skills.
Oh boy, nothing like the vassal die roller, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir. It's having some fun at
All
your
right.
expense.
We'll try this one here.
Oh, there we
All
go.
right.
We have 3 terrible rolls and then 1 decent roll there. So that seems to be the order of the day.
All right.
All right. Where was I before I
Well,
was so rudely interrupted?
a 7-0.
Another special for you guys. Why can't I roll a special for myself? Well, it'd probably be a bad one if I did. So
Pick one command for a pre-movement segment. Only
Initiative
initiative
required.
required.
things that
Well,
make you go,
Matthew says, "Have you thought of chess, David? No dice."
I did actually play. I've done tournament chess also.
Okay.
And how was your die rolling?
Well, I gave up on my tournament chess when the 8-year-olds started beating me. So that
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I could move Fleming again. That would be a good one. Push him a little closer to the excitement. Unless you got somebody you want to move or need to move.
no, I I'm pretty happy, I guess, with the Manteufel's gone, right?
Yep.
So he's not moving. All right. So yeah, I'm content to go for it.
Okay, so I gotta make a initiative roll for him, and he passes. So we can go ahead and move him again, his force again. So these guys are going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And these guys will go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And do I want to push the other guys forward? Let's see. Bup, 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 bup.
Too bad there. Yeah, too bad for the Russians. There's no ricochet in this game.
Yeah.
Mm.
Let's see. All right, we'll push those guys up. So we've got everybody's moved. We'll move him up there.
Yeah, I see what you mean, David.
Yeah. It's bloody enough. I mean, the opportunity fire, defensive fire, all of that stuff is nasty. All right, go ahead and roll again.
Oh, I can't. I just can't manage to get anything done, can I? All right, there you go.
All right, I'm going to put a little finish marker over here on Fleming so we know he went. All right, so that's one for us. Let's see. We want to have the Russians go again, or
Yeah, might as well. We got
okay?
plenty.
Yep. Go ahead.
So he's still on Gal. Is that if he
Yep.
Yeah,
wants to?
yeah. I think maybe I've only got one gal left. I think that's true. Yes, I think I'm going to decide that that's what I mean. Okay. And I really don't know if I want to do anything, so I probably won't. So that was him.
All right, it's my roll.
Yep.
An 11. All right. Well, that's one for us. Let's go ahead and give you another one. Unless you want to do something, David.
No, I think we got plenty of time here.
Okay.
So
All right. I guess we'll do. As soon as I can find him. There. Is it Demicu? The cavalry leader out in the east.
Okay.
One way out there. Okay.
Way out yonder. One.
And he has to put himself in command, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
but
would. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Yeah, he does. And probably doesn't, because if I remember, he's not that good. Nope, just
Nope,
did.
just barely.
did.
Just
All
nicked
right.
it.
Hey,
That's
better
just
than better than you
just a
thought.
just a flesh wound. All right. All right. So I guess what we're going to do is of course, everyone's going to follow the same path So I'm just going to count the creek once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where'd the
The
oh,
leaders under
there
your
he is.
hussar. Yeah.
Just had a hard time. He was under the wrong hussar as far as I was concerned, so I couldn't figure out where he'd gone. But anyway, so that's that. Think
That was my role. It's over to you, David.
that'll do, David.
Okay.
07.
Seven
That's
for
one for the
rush.
the bad
Oh
guys.
my
That's a
gosh.
special rally for them.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Brings the quarter recovery and rally phase.
That's nuts. Okay. Well, I probably can't do it.
Yeah, because you guys aren't within range of your cavalry leader. And
The
the leader
infantry
that's
aren't in
over
range
there,
of the
yeah.
infantry leader, so I don't think anybody can do it except this guy on the observation corps could do it. Is there anybody else? I don't think so.
Well, who do these guys belong to?
Who?
LE?
Yeah, but they're too far away because
Oh, yeah,
LE
yeah,
is
yeah.
here.
Oh, yeah, he's
Yeah,
over there,
so
yeah.
yeah, it really just nobody's in a very good position for it. And yeah, so I guess it's just going to have to be this one lousy unit over here. Although, to be fair, as lousy as the unit is, getting a couple of cracks at it's probably not a bad idea. Yeah, see what I mean? All right, David, roll again.
39.
All right, that's going to move the clock.
And that's actually one for Michael.
It
That
is one for
is.
Michael. Wow. Well, then I'll give it to you.
All right. Well, David, you still have a command. I still have 2 commands to move. So, do you want to move you got a cavalry out there still?
Right.
I mean, at this stage, it's pretty clear he's not going to attack you across the Lengergrund. Or if he does, it's only going to take him 3 turns to get there, so.
Right. Yeah, we might as well let's he's moved over here, so other than his fancy little Cossacks out there, he's moved those. Yeah, let's move what's his name there?
Bredau, yep.
And I'm going to move the 2 independent hussars there also while they're there. One of them's would be out of command since they're not next to each other, right?
Yeah, it'd have to be. Yeah.
All right.
So half movement for whichever one you choose.
Right. So one would be half. And really all I want to do is, see, 1, 2, 3. I'm actually just going to, let's see. Oh, okay, I can do that.
Oh, holy smokes. Got cold in a hurry.
Did your furnace turn off?
No, we had an almighty wind all day long.
Mm.
Just, I mean, 20, 30, 40 miles an hour, just crazy. And I hadn't looked at the temperature in a while, but it's 25 now. And it was probably, I don't know, in the 50s when we got up this morning.
Wow.
So it very abruptly dropped, I think, later in the day. And yeah, I think we're talking about being below freezing every night. Yeah, every night on our 10-day forecast now.
Mm.
Eric,
The low temperature is below freezing. The high temperatures are all above. That's a
what,
little unusual for it to be 10 days of that here.
Right.
Eric, what's your thought if I take one of one of these hussars and charge his Cossacks over there?
Nah, don't bother.
Okay.
It's just what we're counting on.
All right. It is.
Yeah,
All
we've
right.
already done one wild charge. We're only allowed one wild charge
and
per
uh,
session.
and only dust and smoke saved you from the
Yeah.
the,
All
the
right.
harvest that you were
1,
going to reap.
2, 3, 4, 5, and this guy is just going to do 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Very good.
And so this guy is going to move back one there. And let's see, one over here. Let's see what we're going to do with the other.
Yeah, we sent our daughter back to Chicago. Now that's funny. It's actually a
1,
degree cooler here than it is in Chicago right now. That is
2.
not standard. But we sent her back to Chicago today, and or she had to take the train and then walk from the train station to her dorm.
Right.
And she kind of resolutely refuses to buy a proper winter coat. And we're just like, I don't really know why you keep making. She made it to the dorm alive, not
Right.
frozen solid, but her hands were pretty red. And I'm
Mm.
like, just come on. Don't.
About face takes full movement. Is that?
It sure does. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's which seems kind of silly, but who knows?
Well, it's just because you're having a counter march the
Yeah,
whole
because
way
remember
up and down the line.
the
Senior
elite guys
company
have
has
got
to
to
stay
be
on
on
the
the
right.
right. So when
Yeah.
so this is the difference between the French Revolution and Napoleonic super mobility versus the Allies for the first few years of the
I
Napoleonic
mean,
Wars were still
we're
clunking around like this.
we're just a generation away from tercios here, man.
All right. So this
That's
is going to
true.
go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2. Well, let's see. Let's move the other one first. Let's see, where do I want it up? 1, 2, 3.
Remember all the disorder checks from moving over tape.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Let's see.
We can expect those to be failures based on David's
1,
previous
2.
roles.
And that's what the Cossacks have been waiting for, you
Yep.
see.
Yeah.
Waiting for you to get stuck in that tape we left behind.
2,
It's the
3,
18th century equivalent of a minefield.
5, 6. And let's move this guy here, and let's move this guy here, and that, and that. I
Voila.
actually can, yeah.
Viola, as they say.
Oh, Viola. And it appears I've lost my connection to the game server again.
Oh, really? You're,
Okay, well, it's time to save the game again.
I
And,
think you need a new router over there, huh?
yeah, I'm not sure what the dang deal is. This is very odd behavior. Oh, looks like, not sure if it's very happy here.
Were we able to get back in? Are you able to?
Well, I'm in twice, but it doesn't actually have the game displayed for me. So I think I'm going to have to bail out. I'll be back.
Okay, well, we'll all bail out and I'll start a new
Okay,
game.
very good. Thanks.
It's appear to be some internet gremlins today.
Yeah, well, maybe the network's not accustomed to being 25 degrees and 30-mile-an-hour winds, and we do have above ground outside plant here, so maybe the wind is playing havoc with it. So once again, this time with feeling.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the way it ought to be. Oh, are you kidding me?
All right. William has said that he's got Zorndorf on the big screen now. Detroit is
Hey,
winning
now.
31-9 over Minnesota.
Oh, we've been promoted.
They will win the first seed and the bye week in the National Conference playoffs. Yeah, we've been promoted to the big screen at
Wow,
Williams' house.
that is something else.
Yeah. So I mean, let's see. He's seeing me in high definition. That's pretty scary.
Oh my word. Maybe
Yep.
scoot your chair back.
Well, they have some of the different software stuff they have. Like you can have it like almost airbrush your face so that
Oh, really?
so that blemishes. So like in Zoom or whatever else, you can get rid of your pimples, your wrinkles, whatever
Okay.
else. So I don't have that set up with this right now, but that's maybe what I need to do.
Maybe William will ask you in a note to the side. Maybe.
All right, I'm rolling dice. Can everyone see?
I see
twice.
88.
Okay.
All right. Now, where were we before we were so rudely
We
interrupted?
were going to roll for initiative because we had just finished moving stuff. So I can't.
Okay, great.
So I think David had rolled for the last set
I
of
think you're
initiative.
right.
Yeah.
No.
Who did?
No.
Was it me or was it you?
Well, I had just given it to you, but maybe it wasn't my die roll. I thought it was my die roll, but maybe it wasn't.
Well, it doesn't
On
matter.
the other hand, maybe it doesn't matter. Eric, just roll.
Okay, here we go. Oh, that's another one for you.
No, it's another one for you.
It says 8 at 1 and an 8. Oh, it's because you're giving it to us. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
All right, then we're going to activate. Who is this guy?
Who is this guy?
Dietrich?
Derek.
Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and activate him. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 gets him over there. This guy's going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4 gets him over there. This guy's going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this guy's going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And then we'll move him. We can park him right here, I guess. And he is good. Okay. All right. That was my roll. It's over to you, David.
Over to me. Boom. 83.
83.
All right. Let's give that one to Michael. And we move the clock, don't we? Oh, no, we don't. It's
Oh,
only
No,
11.
we
we're on
don't.
the 11.
No, we don't. All right. I guess we'll start with Sal, I guess.
Yep, he's got a few people out there.
Yeah. All right. I guess I'll just start way down here in the east. What's this guy's name? Unpronounceable. Dolgurki.
Yep.
Dolgoruki. I'm glad that our Russian friend didn't join us and is laughing at our ham-fisted attempts at following. So he's going to have to roll. Not that he's going to do anything that makes the rolling important, but he is going to have to. So he's just going to turn this fella, and I think maybe I'll get really fancy and put a hook on that guy. How do you like that? Huh?
Very impressive.
It's all that in a bag of chips, I'm telling you. And I think that's probably going to be it.
Cool.
Yep. See how easy that was? Now it's my roll.
Yep.
I guess. All right.
And that's one for us. Why don't you go ahead and take another one, Michael?
I'm looking for Sal's. I guess LE is a Sal.
Yep.
Okay. And LE has got some of his troops run to the back, so I will roll to disorder recovery. Well, I'll put him in command first or not. Probably. Nope, not quite.
Missed it
All
by
right.
that much.
We're gonna disorder recovery these knuckleheads. That's one for good, and then the other. Oh,
wow. 2 93s in a row.
Kind of hate to waste those, but that's okay. I swear I do not understand. Decrease and then decrease. But how does that work? I don't. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to recall that is a precipice. Is that what that is?
Where?
I think right next to those guys.
No, that is a steep slope. So it's not a gentle slope, but it's a steep slope. The precipice is only here along this edge of the creek, over here by the Zabengrund.
Really?
Yep, that's it. Yep.
That looks so similar, though.
They do look similar, but like.
By the way, I will say, Matthew's son actually did the map for Quebec, and I got to give credit. The shallow slopes are green, the regular slopes are brown, and then the steep slopes are like black.
Yep, that's good.
That's weird.
We're going to blame your connection.
That is so weird. The sound just started. One thing you said came out of the speaker on my laptop. The next one came out of the headphone. I think some hard gremlin activity going on here. So you're telling me that those are just a regular steep slope?
That's correct. It's so it's a +1 for them to move down. So if they're going to move forward, it would cost them
+1 to go, across the slope. Okay, yeah. All right. Yeah, sure. Okay, why not? All right. So then we'll just. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's going to do the same thing. I will just move that out of the way and put it back. And then these knuckleheads are both out of command because they're too far away, so they can't move very far. And so,
They've got what, 2 movement points then?
yeah, just 2. So we'll just do that with them. And then we'll put the leader. Let's see, are they from the same outfit? Yes, they are. Okay. So I need to reach one of them. All right. So then I will put the leader there, and then both of them will be in command next turn, or at least that's the theory.
Let's
All right.
see. Okay, so here we've got Matthew is saying Dolgorky is an old Russian nobility family. It means long arms. He says, I suppose they got in a lot of people's pockets.
That's great. That's great.
Very fun.
As opposed to the Belgian family called Quatre-Bras, who had 4 arms.
There you go, the forearm family there.
Really, really complicated.
Okay.
So. All right. Who rolled the 1, 2? Was that?
That was
me, actually. It
yeah,
looks like.
yeah. So it's
All
back
right, well,
over to me.
Then you roll.
Here we go. 88. That's going to move the clock.
Oh.
And we'll give that to you, Michael.
Wow. You're such a giver.
I am.
Okay. I feel like I'm confused by where all these guys are.
Yeah, they're as you said, they're not anywhere necessarily near where their wing is. They're higgly.
No, they're sure not. And I mean, I've got P from the Sal outfit.
Right.
And I've got maybe some of these guys that have already activated are, and it just looks like there's fewer of them as a result. It still doesn't seem quite right. Let me.
Yeah, I mean, at this
see.
point, who do you have left? That's Sal. I think you just have P.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Is unless I'm missing somebody. Let's take a look. So Sal had D. Well, I started with him.
Yep.
And then LE, which I just did.
Yep.
And then you is the one who got killed a minute ago.
Right, but you'd moved.
But he'd already activated anyway. And then LI, okay, and he's already activated.
Yep.
Okay, so P is the last one left. All right. All right. Well then. Then I guess I'll go ahead and activate him. And strangely enough, he doesn't even have to roll because he's actually in reach of Sal, which is like super weird, but whatever. All right, so let's go ahead and do a little moving. 1, 2.
So are you doing any firing?
No.
Okay.
I'm not really thrilled about that, but one, 2, 3, 4. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4 it'll be. And where's Sunday? Where's Sunday? Interesting. All right, well, I guess I don't need to move him, so I won't. So I guess this would be my great chance to move any of the other wing leaders if I felt like it. Except I don't know what the point would be. Nah, I'm not going to worry about it. So I think that's it. I don't really care about those guys. I don't think I really care about these guys either, but I probably ought to do something. Yeah, because these guys are terrible. All they're going to do is give you points when they get whacked. All right, I think that's it. So we got one more formation on each side. Is that right?
Yep. David, go ahead and roll.
Okie doke.
All right, we're going to give that to you, Michael.
Alrighty. And so that's going to be the cavalry guy here. And I will roll for the disorder recovery on these knuckleheads in the back. And I would have to say they're probably all right.
Yep, with a roll like that.
Well, they're not that great, but I think they're fine. That should well be enough for them. But
yeah, especially because it's only +5,
right,
for that, so it's really not that bad. They are, of course, out of command, so we will have to just weave our way forward 1, 2, 3 and get closer for next time. But before I start moving, I should start shooting over here. So these guys will shoot as
they can.
It was a little much to hope to get another activation to give you, but that's how it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think both of those are 6.
Let's see.
Yeah, they are
12-pounders. Yep. So you've got 4 times 6. You've got 24. So, you got a 2-to-1 shot.
24, 2-to-1
no
shot.
No pluses, no minuses. A 0-0.
That's really almost certainly bad.
It says here, re-roll 2 times. That's actually good. It's a rapid fire. If I'm looking at that correctly, artillery fire special results.
No, you're right. It is. That's interesting. Oh, so that's really weird because sometimes the high numbers are generally better and sometimes the high numbers are worse. I never have really figured out the logic behind it.
But now,
because you're right.
Your leader? Is there a leader loss?
Well, there's a leader check, but it's on you, not on me.
Oh.
So I'm gonna roll.
Okay.
And we're gonna look on the table, and it's 4. So that's in the line of fire. So we're gonna roll for each enemy leader in or adjacent to the target hex.
And there are none.
I don't think there is one.
Nope.
So where is the leader for that outfit?
He's
he back
here.
there?
Yeah.
Back there with those guns. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, depending on what got rolled there, it might have affected somebody.
Right.
So that's why you have to roll. And by the way, that's the one thing that I think we're still tweaking a little bit in the playtesting. Of course, remember at the Battle of Quebec, Montcalm and Wolfe both died.
Yes.
Which is, pretty unusual, right, for both army leaders to get whacked. So there's a lucky shot special event that happens pretty often. And yeah, there are lots of leaders that get whacked in the course of the game. It's pretty funny. We're trying to tune it a little bit to try not to be completely insane with it. But anyway, all right. So I'm going to roll twice for 2-to-1.
Yep.
And we'll see what happens there.
So a 79 at 2-to-1 is a single
Probably
hit.
Going to be 2. Is it just one, really? I'll be darned. Yep,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is just one. All right.
Okay.
And we'll try again. And that's
Ah,
going to be a hard miss.
okay. Oh, because you can't get another special thing on
You
a
can't
special
get a
thing.
special result. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right. So that is it for those guys. And now we got one last activation to roll, whoever's turn it is. I think it's yours, Eric.
Yep. Here we go. Another exciting 11. Okay, so
Mhm.
we got our last guy, which is this chap here, who is Router. So let's see here. We can go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This guy's going to come up here. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. And let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4 gets him there. Yeah, that's it. And so then we'll go ahead and push this guy up. Whoops, picked up the wrong guy. We'll put him here. Everybody's in command, and then we need to move our wing leaders. We can move Frederick forward a little bit. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I can put my leaders there, or do I need to keep him one more to your side?
Yeah,
1, 2,
one more to my side
3.
if possible. But
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so now let's check things out on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so they will need to be here. And then Connets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And he's going to have to be
Right
back 2
there.
hexes on that road. Or 2 hexes, anyway.
Yeah, so if he's back, then let's see. So
Then
this
those
guy
grenadiers
here's
are
got
out
to
of command.
be right. So 1, 2, 3.
if he's here, you're okay.
Yeah, but oh
Or
no,
ex-
because
nope,
that's
that's not except for that one. Yeah. Or no, that's he's still because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4.
for. Well, yeah, but you don't get to that grenadier. That's the point.
Which grenadier?
The one in the corner, the white 5-4.
So here's the thing: is Dona doing anything where you need a wing next turn?
Probably not.
Okay.
I mean, but what? Tell me why? If he was here, it's 1, 2, 3.
No, because
Nope,
this is not
that's,
the. It's not a. They're different battalions. They're not part of the same regiment. They've got
right.
nice.
They
They've
just
got
just-
pretty
happen
pants.
to be the same color.
Yeah.
Okay. I was
Yeah,
just going.
that's
Yeah.
the trick.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I could put him here, right? 1,
Mhm.
2, 3, 4. Everyone's in command. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're in command. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So
Right, but he doesn't reach to
1,
the king.
2, 3, 4. So Dona's just going to be. We'll have to figure him out next time. I don't think you're in a position
Yep.
where getting a wing is going to. It's more important that
Right.
my guys are in command
Yeah.
than you are right now, since you're not in the thick of
Now-
things.
Now, is he in command from?
Yeah,
him,
yeah.
even though
He's in command.
Even though
Yep.
his
Yep,
wing commander is out of command. Okay.
Yeah, because he's
All right.
within 8 of the king.
Right.
Right.
So. Okay.
Well, I think that has done it, and I think we need to roll for rally and then go to bed.
You've still got one more
Where?
to go.
Where?
Oh,
Oh,
he
I
did
just
him. He
didn't
just
flip
didn't
him
flip
over.
him
Oh,
over.
you didn't flip.
Yeah.
That's right. He
Yeah.
did that. So.
No, I think that's it. I don't believe there's anybody left.
Yep.
Okay, well, let's do our rally and whatever. And
Yep.
All right. Oh, naturally be tie. All right. You guys rally first.
Okay, so we roll for what? Shaken first or routed
Yep.
first?
Shaken first.
Okay, so you've got one chap over here who's shaken. See if he can get his act together.
let's see if we can finally. Yeah.
Hey! And there was much rejoicing. All right.
Anybody else? I don't think there is.
Nope. All right, I've got these two guys over here, so we'll do this chap first.
Okay.
23. I don't think that's going to be
Ooh.
good enough. He's half dead. And
Oh, he's half dead. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Is he?
sorry.
Is 23 even
He's at
gonna?
21,
he
yeah.
just barely missed that. Okay, so one,
Yeah,
two, three,
so
four.
he
Away
wouldn't have
he
done
goes.
it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and keep that flipped.
What are you doing?
I had hit when I went to flip the counter. I flipped this.
Oh, you flipped everything.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I'm trying to increase it.
Now, 50-50 chance is like no chance at all.
Yeah.
There
Okay.
you go.
So one,
All right.
two,
One, two,
three,
three, four.
four. Whoops.
Yeah.
Right
Whoa,
there.
easy there, big fella.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Try it again.
This
Next
guy
one's
here.
not half dead.
75.
And he's feeling better.
So he's now going to be.
Put me in, coach.
He's
Shaken
going to
and
be disordered and shaken.
That's right.
Hey, I hit the decrease and it actually worked.
Surprising everyone.
Indeed. Okay.
All right, then I will roll for my shaken Volk. And I guess I will start here. Oh, Jesus. What did I just do?
You put a
God,
finish marker on.
so-
Oh, you moved
Yeah.
the artillery.
What?
Suddenly there was an artillery piece on top of it.
Okay. All right. Well, I think I undid it. Oh, you're right. I
Yeah,
did move it.
you
Okay.
moved the
All
artillery
right.
piece that was
All right.
here. It was a miracle.
Well, let's try this again. This time with feeling.
Okay, so how come this guy's got 8 casualties on him?
That's a great question.
I think he only had one hit on him. I don't know why he's got 8. Oh, it's probably because when you were increasing or decreasing to get him from whatever
yes,
to the other.
Yes, no, you're almost certainly right. That
Yeah.
was it. Okay, all right. So now I'm going to try. Hey, I actually did it. Wow, I really didn't expect to do that. All right, we're going to try him.
29.
He's not a 19.
Yeah, but do you get the plus?
Do I get it
no,
for
but
rally?
you got no because Fermore's off the field.
Oh, he's off the field anyway.
Yeah.
So actually, but we still should be clear when Tenacious Russians applies.
Yeah.
Because then I'm not taking a penalty. I'm just not getting the benefit at that point. They would cancel each other out. Tenacious Russians. Here we go. Rally, yes. All right. So basically, we're just rolling at straight up normal numbers for the time being. All right. And 29 is not going to be good enough because he's not a 19. And we'll roll for the other one next to him. He probably good enough. We'll see. Don't really know. Nope, just missed. All right. Then I guess we'll do this cavalry over here. And they feel
that's very good.
a little bit more like what they want to be doing. And is there anybody else shaken? And I don't think anybody's.
It's Tenacious Russians on the roll for close combat, the rally attempt, and what else?
Okay, so it is. Okay, so it is. So morale checks B,
Yep.
which is pre-melee morale check.
Yep.
And G,
Okay.
which is the
Right. Yeah.
M
When you get the M
result,
results. Yep.
right? And then morale checks for fire combat results, so A.
Okay.
Friendly unit retreats, which is F. In other words, if a friendly unit retreats through you.
Right.
And then rally, which is I.
Okay. All right. So there's 5 altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'm just making notes on my on the chart so that way it's easier.
Absolutely. It only applies to infantry and artillery units. Excuse me. It applies to infantry units and artillery units that are stacked with the infantry. It does not apply to any cavalry.
Or artillery that's on its own.
That's right.
Okay. Good to know.
All right. And I was looking around just trying to see, was there anybody else who was shaken? And I don't recall anybody else being shaken. I don't think I see anybody.
Okay. Well.
So if that's the case, then we should probably declare victory and go home.
Good, good, good. We can
we're
flip the button.
We're going to flip the button, right? And that's the end turn button right there. And the movement marker. And then we're going to do a save as. And we're going to save it as the start of the 11:20 turn.
All right.
I think the stuff is about to hit the fan.
Yep, in theory.
Mm-hmm. I mean, for good or for ill, we don't know, but definitely stuff.
Yep. Well, and that's part of the joy of this.
That's it. That's for sure. All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much. Pleasure as always.
Indeed. And next week, I'm available. We got a big fencing match is happening on Saturday, so that means I'm available on Sunday. So
okay, I think next week I will beg your indulgence and let's call it an early night, because I think I am wheels up early on Monday morning.
Okay.
I'm just double checking my calendar to make sure I got that right.
Do we want to start earlier or just end after 2 hours?
Well, I mean, we could start earlier if that's convenient for everybody else.
I mean, it works for me. So
okay.
All right. Well, let's just back it up an hour then.
Okay.
And I'm out.
Let me leave myself. Let me.
Yeah, a note. So 5 p.m.
Yeah.
5 p.m. next Saturday.
Right. Exactly.
That'll work.
That's
Put
8
that
p.m.
on the
for me.
calendar. Right.
Next Sunday.
Yep. Next Sunday.
Marvelous.
Okay. Well, very good.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. A pleasure as always, and we'll see you again soonish.
Yes.
Oh, hold on. Stand by before we all bail. I always forget this. This stupid. There. I think it actually saved the file this time.
Yes. Always important.
Always important. All right. Very good, gentlemen.
All right. Be well.
Have a great week. Take care.
All right. And then, David, I guess I will see you tomorrow at.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah. Now I'm back to work